Australian winemakers are passionate about making great wine. They respect the traditions of the past, but never shy away from the challenge and thrill of innovation. So what makes Australian wine so special?
I think Australian wine is very different. I think right from the onset, we have not tried, as they might do in other parts of the world, to replicate the wines of other countries. We make very different styles of wine here.
Because we're bigger than Europe, we have the most incredible range of soils, climates in which to work. So we can make wines that have got incredible regional character.
We are able to express that diversity through each of our wine regions. I think that sets us apart, along with the really well-defined varietal fruit characters that we really try to enhance in our winemaking.
We're not encumbered by the rules and regulations, perhaps, that the old world wine regions are. We don't have to plant a certain variety in a certain spot. We don't have to crop to a certain level. We don't have to put it in oak for a certain amount of time. We're new and innovative. We can come up with what we think the fruit deserves best to make the wine.
We're doing a lot of sort of hand-picking and handcrafting of the wines, and we're trying to tell our customers that we're making wines in a very different style, and we're making it on a small scale. We're making it from individual vineyards. We're making it from individual plots within sort of vineyards.
Australia certainly has it conjures up images of a fantastic exotic place, and I think you can see that in the wines as well.
Flavour is the big key. We have huge amounts of flavour in Australia, but you can manage that flavour so that it's not overbearing and not over juicy and not overripe and whatever, and still have great elegant tannins at the end with good acidity and fragrance and life.
Once people start drinking Australian wine, they can start discovering that the Barossa Valley, Margaret River, the Yarra Valley, they're very different regions climatically, and the wines out of them are quite different. And that's the exciting thing for people to discover, is the regionality of Australia.
They're wines that are fun and maybe a little less serious, and just easy to drink and enjoy.
People love Australians, and Australian winemakers love going over and talking about Australia and selling the wines, and it's a very personal thing, and a lot of people wouldn't buy an Australian wine, you know, without that personal contact that they've had.
Australia has a specific character, which is a richness of flavour and a fullness of flavour, or almost a perceived what we call fruit sweetness. They're mouth-filling and they've got character.
First and foremost, the word Australia appealing on the label. It's a pretty attractive proposition for an awful lot of people around the world. Australia's a great place. Second thing is the label on an Australian wine tells you a lot about the wine. The varieties, the region, the vintage, it's fairly clearly, it's a clear proposition that's easily understood. But really it's what's in the bottle that matters most of all. And we're blessed with weather like we've got here today, good soils, that we can regularly produce very, very good wine. Not cheaply, but affordably.